let us learn an integral part of the sentence is verb. What is our action and what is your action or conditions? Here, verb is mainly divided into two categories. One is action verbs and another one is condition verbs. And condition verbs are also called helping verbs. In English language, we have 24 helping verbs, namely is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, be, been, being, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, ought, and finally must. These 24 verbs are used as helping verbs. And coming to action verbs, an action which is done by the subject. For example, he watched television. Here, watched is a verb which is used in some tense. See, when we speak something about an action verb should be used. And action verb has 4 conjugations. I mean, every action verb has 4 conjugations. Namely, verb 1, V1, V2, V3 and V4. V1 is called plain infinitive, V2 is called past form, V3 past participle and V4 ing form, it's called present participle. Here, these action verbs are divided into 2 categories, 2 types. One is irregular verbs and second one is regular verbs. Now coming to irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are again divided into 3 types. They are strong verbs. Now you can ask me, what is meant by a strong verb? All the forms are different in strong verbs. For example, there is a verb go. It is V1. Went, V2. Gone, V3. And how V4 comes, I'll tell you. When we add ing to the base verb V1, we will get V4. For example, ing should be added to V1. Going, it becomes V4. So go, went, gone, going. It's a strong verb. And write, W-R-I-T-E, write. Wrote, written, writing. See, saw, seen, seeing, etc. These are all the examples for strong verbs. And coming to weak verbs. Weak verbs means the conjugations are same. For example, let, letting, hurt, hurting. So V1, V2, V3 are the same in nature. These kind of verbs are called weak verbs. And the third form is 2 of the 3 verbs are same. So the examples for this type is teach, taught, taught, think, thought, thought, stand, stood, stood. And V4 is common, that is ing form. So V4 is derived from V1 by simply adding ing at the end of the word. So we have seen the usage of action verbs as well as helping verbs. And many of us know the uses of transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. Let's learn today about transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. When an action is transformed from verb to object is called a transitive verb. When an action is not transformed from verb to the object is intransitive verb. Let me just tell you an example for transitive verb. For example, he played cricket. Here, played is a verb which takes an object. So, if a verb takes an object is called verb transitive. If a verb does not take any object is called verb intransitive. So, for verb intransitive, I will tell you one example. He cried a lot. In this sentence, there is no object. So here, verb does not take any object is called intransitive verb. I hope you have understood the difference between transitive verb and intransitive verb. Besides this, we have already seen and covered action verbs and its conjugations and helping verbs, the types of helping verbs and the uses of helping verbs, etc. Learning all these verbs and its conjugations will be useful at the time of focusing on tenses. When we start learning about tenses, these verbs and helping verbs will be useful, and we will discuss them later.